I started a new stream.
What happened?
Why you in there?
Happened in the chat?
Cause I ain't about to let that one just go on for longer. My goal was just to react to this fucking real nigga.
Oh, I think I found you. Yeah, I did find you. I sent you the invite.
I started a new one though.
What happened in the stream? Bro?
So basically, you just ask the question. Finish the questions you was asking.
Yeah, so I actually had this conversation yesterday. So it was actually interesting to me that I came into the stream and this was something you was already kind of talking about. But to me, it doesn't make sense. Gay is so wrong.
Wait, what did you say?
Hold on, shh. Be quiet, bitch.
Go ahead, bro. I'm chilling.
So if being gay is so wrong, and he has the power to see how things are gonna turn out before they happen. And it's not really something that you can control. Niggas don't just wake up and I'm gay today. Like that's unrealistic. Why not just get rid of it?
The gays?
The sin of homosexuality, I think.
Why don't you just get rid of gay itself? The idea of being gay, the act of being, just get rid of it.
Because that would be against our free will.
So, again, something you know people can't control. Because most people, they don't just wake up and choose to be gay.
It's a spirit. It's a spirit that latches on to people.
That's another question I had for actually you. Because I saw when you mentioned that.
Yeah.
It's a spirit that latches on, whatever, cool, whatever. I'm going to take your word for it. Are humans made to fight spirits?
Yeah.
You said yourself stuff that's out of our control, correct?
Yeah. We actually are meant to battle spirits. We don't battle flesh and blood, we battle the principalities in high places. The evils of principalities in high places.
Whatever the fuck that means. Actually explain that.
Okay, so the moment you're born, you're a pure individual. You're a pure human being. You're God's creation. The world is evil, as we know. Therefore, as you grow, you're slowly but surely going farther and farther away from your pure self. So we battle sin. As humans, as human beings, we are meant to be, we're destined to sin. We're destined to be imperfect. Back in the day, if you was to sin, you would get killed for it. You would die for it. But that
in it of itself is a sin.
So exactly. So look, like I said, if humans is all made imperfect and humans are destined to sin, back in the day, they used to kill humans. Other humans used to kill humans for sinning.
I mean,
that's hypocritical. Right, that's hypocritical.
Right.
Because if we're all going to sin, that means the law back then was flawed.
Wait. The reason people were dying for sinning was because before Christ came, it had to be a sacrifice of blood to God.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad, and that's where Christ comes into play. Jordan just got me to it. So then Christ came, and he lived his life sinless. He's the only sinless person that ever walked the earth. Okay, so he came to fulfill the law. Fulfilling the law was him being the ultimate sacrifice. So because of his sacrifice, we don't have to be sacrificed when we sin. That's grace. That's forgiveness. That's the loving part. That was why what he did was so great. Because not only were you a human, flesh and blood, and we was thought to be, it's so easy to sin. It's just in our nature. However, Christ came and he lived an entire life of no sin at all. So that's why he was so amazing. That's why he's worth praise. Okay, so that's like a back to the original thing. So with that, we as humans we have grace. We don't have to. It don't have to be no sacrifice, no bloodshed when we sin. However, it's still a battle. We still battle. We don't battle humans. When you sit up there, if a human crosses you or somebody, got different transgressions against you, you're not going against another person. You're going against a spirit, because it's something on them that is something that's latched on to them that has caused them to come at you the way,
That's crazy.
So you're not battling a human, you're battling another spirit. And we throughout day we battle lust, this sound like
somebody trying to explain fucking horror to me.
Explain what?
This sound like somebody trying to explain Legend of Korra to me.
But for real though, we battle lust. Like lust is something.
What I've come to learn through biblical truth is the lore of our world be like fucking games we play and mind game shit. At least from how I understand it. Like,
no doubt.
Let's say Naruto, for example. Niggas like Naruto always be like, believe in it, I believe in it type shit. But in real life, you have to really believe in yourself to manifest what the fuck you want. Not even only believing in yourself, but what I've come to find,
3 minutes.
this ain't but believing in God to do it for you. And as far as the spirit realm go, I personally know, I'm not attesting to anybody, but I personally know that shit is real. Everything happens in the spirit before it happens IRL through people, and that's why you can see.
I mean,
go ahead.
That y'all talking about. That's just for anything. I ain't gonna say it's spirit though. I would say you have to program yourself to believe you can do something, and then from there you have to put in the work. So that I do agree with. I just don't. I wouldn't necessarily say it's spirit. It's a spirit thing. I would say that's a mind thing.
Okay, so do you believe that you have a soul?
I wouldn't necessarily say. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if that's something I believe.
All right.
Okay, so what do you?
Go on, right.
So, okay, with that, damn, I forgot where I was at. What I was talking. But essentially, yes. Okay, let's just say with lust, like lust is. Let's just finish going to that.
It's different.
Right. It's different sins that it's different. It's different sins that we battle. So let's just use lust for example. When you sitting up there, and lust is something that I had to battle for a long time. I've been watching like porn since I don't know how long, since I was probably like 5. And that's just like this is like some person.
About fucking quitting to be his
This is like that's the closest thing I could say that I feel like most men can understand in general. So like I've been on this since I was like 5. So that's something that I battle, the urge to avoid masturbation and watching pornography. Because the word of God tells us to turn our eyes away from useless things. When you sit up there and watch porn, you're worshiping the woman that you're watching. It's a bunch of different layers to it as to why you shouldn't be watching porn. And that goes into why you shouldn't beat your meat. You shouldn't beat your meat because that's life. That's life energy that you just spewed all over the place. And that's why you feel it's like if you essentially having sex with yourself. And if you the only person having sex with yourself, you said you don't really believe, the soul thing. So the spiritual realm is, even though it's scriptures, even on that talks about how the spiritual realm, what things that happen in the spirit is like, it's strange to, a person that's not truly all the way tapped in. Let's just say all the way tapped in or connected to the Most High. The things of the spirit just seem weird and foreign because it's a disconnect there. So, but regardless, it's like like I was saying in the other example, I'm sitting up there entertaining entertaining those spirits like the spirit of lust by going on Instagram knowing it's about to be a bunch of butt on there, going on Twitter knowing I'm probably gonna see some uncensored content on there. It's like the rabbit hole gets deep. It's like then it's that sin. It's gonna be like, first of all, it's the devil that creeps on your shoulder and be like, boot up the hood real quick, just see what's going on there, and then you be like, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I shouldn't do that. And then it just get louder and louder. That spirit get louder and louder. And next thing you know, you typing in the hub, and then you on the hub. Then you like, all right, I'm about to watch a couple videos. You ain't got to do nothing, just watch them. Then you watching them. Your eyes is a portal to your soul. So when you plug your eyes onto that screen and you seeing sex happen, then you instantly open your body up to spirits that's gonna be on some YouTube. You instantly open your spirit up to something that's going to inhabit you, that's gonna convince you to enact in a sin of lust, that's gonna enact into you, that's gonna result in you wasting your seed, and essentially, yeah, go ahead.
As far as when it comes to spiritual things and demons and angelic forces being real, the way I feel like you have to personally be receptive to it first. You have to go through shit in your own life to experience it. And this is why this shit don't be for everybody, because everybody not experiencing life in the same way. You know, we all got our own experiences and whatnot. But I know when it comes to porn, if you ever went in, dipped in, maybe rubbed your little dick clit a little bit. We know what the dick clit is. If you were just fucking with yourself.
I'm streaming, by the way.
Oh, let me chill. All right.
I'm on YouTube. I don't think they gonna trip on that. That's probably just gonna be.
All right. Let me. All right. So we back at the. You go ahead. You do a little fondling. All right, bet. you tap, but you don't tap out, and you don't shoot your ectoplasm all over the place. But you pull out. You say, "Fuck, I'm not about to do this no more." From my experience, nigga, that voice after the fact telling me go back, be so damn loud in my head. I know that shit don't be me. Like, I know it be something evil, sinister. It'd be like, go ahead and do this shit.
Right.
And
that's facts. That's fact. Cause hold on.
Not even only that, but I've gotten to the point where whenever I will do that, or whenever I have done, it'd be like I feel more negative about myself than if I were to go in and if I were to go and bust. Like, because it'd be like, why the fuck did I do this? Because first off, I didn't even get this shit for it because I didn't finish the deed. And secondly, what was the point of this shit anyway? Yeah, or whatever. Right. Pause.
The end of that is actually the question I have.
All right, go ahead.
Where are we going with this?
How do I join? Go ahead.
On YouTube.
I just was giving my testimony.
I was just saying,
That's
go
all
into just watch the stream.
Continue.
But no, I was just saying, I just wanted to say real quick on that, like that voice that's saying go back, like, and it's really not you. Like, it's no way that's anything else but a spirit that's on you, because your normal thoughts in your head will never just be raging out at you like that, like go back. Like, it's just super loud. It's like you can tell it's not your normal self. But that's all I was saying. But you said where we was going with this. Essentially, like, any question that you got as far as.
So I got two things.
Yeah.
So let me see. Okay, so you said first thing, you said I think you mentioned something along the lines of I guess God said anybody that's not quote tapped in would it would
Let me pull that.
to them.
Let me pull that up.
Always understand.
Let me pull the scripture up because I don't want to false quote that actually.
Yeah, they just gotta.
What I wanted to say to that is, I feel like you could say that with just about anything. So, it's people that honestly and wholeheartedly believe that the Earth is flat and will tell you that the Earth is flat, and it will tell you that you don't understand because for that basically that same explanation.
See, the thing is, the difference is It's a difference between
it's also
it's philosophy, and then it's something that you have that's backing like your claim. Like what I was just saying, the scripture is Corinthians.
Usually always got something to back up their claims.
The scripture is Corinthians chapter 2 verse 14, and I'm gonna just read the regular verse. It says the person without the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God, but considers them foolishness and cannot understand them, because they are discerned only through the Spirit. So that's basically saying, like, you got the people that's like real plugged into the world, real deep into the Scientology, even though science only exists to explain the things of God that God has already done. But it's people that's real tapped into the world, like just super plugged into the world. Like you got the people that's really deep into the Matrix. Not saying that's you, but scripture is telling us like the things of the Spirit just doesn't resonate with them the same. So it's because like it comes from, you know, that goes into leaning too much in your own understanding. The scripture telling us not to do that. You're not supposed to have too much faith. You're not supposed to have too much.
That don't sound like
You can't have too much. Like you can't have too much stock in your own understanding, because at the end of the day, you're a human, and I just broke down to you the nature of humans in general.
Let her run the talk real quick. What's up?
manipulation.
You said what?
Manipulation.
Say it again.
I said, does that not sound like manipulation?
What you mean?
So you said you can't lean too far into your own understanding. So that would be like me reading, let's say, a persuasive essay. That would be like me reading a persuasive essay about, we gonna stick with the world being flat, because that's just like, that's crazy. But
okay.
That's just I was gonna say basketball, but I was like, I might as well stick with what I started with. But that's like me reading a paper on the world being flat, and it's well typed, everything, you know, several pages, different studies, all type of stuff to back what they saying. And I go to start questioning and thinking about what's actually being said and read to me. And then it says, oh yeah, but you also can't lean into your own understanding of it. Why not?
Because you're not following your own.
I don't see. The thing is, I actually quite don't. I don't understand. I don't understand that analogy really all the way. Like,
that just sounds like that sounds like somebody trying to manipulate the way I think.
I'm gonna explain the whole leaning into your whole understandings thing from a better vantage point. See, this is God's word telling us not to lean into our own understanding, and I'm an omnipotent, omnipresent being who knows everything, right? So throughout the Bible, it is said, and He is, that the Most High God is righteous. He's only good. There is no evil. There is no malicious intent within God. Meaning, He knows what's best for everything. With that being said, when He's telling us to lean on our own understandings, man, as a human, you have people out here who live lives, grow up in situations, and they think, oh, it's cool to murder people. It's cool to rape people. It's cool to do this. It's cool to do that. It's cool to steal. It's cool to fuck 50 bitches, and it's cool for all these bitches to hop on every nigga dick type shit. So with that being said, a human, based off your own understanding, you can easily find anybody that would justify anything that they're doing, whether it be righteous or whether it be viceful. Because people aren't going to sit up there, and most people at least aren't going to reflect and look back and be like, oh, damn, I was in error here. People just want to live and bathe in their sin. So when they tell us to lean on our own, not on our own understandings, it means to let the Spirit guide us. Not only that, but take the word of the Bible and take it for its entirety.
Humbling yourself.
And humbling yourself.
What?
So that's how best I can explain.
I
All right,
If
come
a
on.
man were to tell you that,
You know, about put my-
of course that's manipulation, because another man don't know everything.
Hold on. All right.
So what we talking about?
No, you don't. Continue.
No, I'm done.
Okay,
So
hold on. My girl want to say something.
What I want to say is, okay, back to your point about the paper. Okay, so if it's okay, if you're talking about, okay, that's a metaphor basically, or a simile, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so back to the paper. So if a person writes something about flat Earth and it's a persuasive essay, okay, so what it means to lean on your own understanding would be to take out the preconceived notions that you already have on the heliocentric model, which would be the round Earth, and then you read it as a non-biased standpoint. That's not your own understanding. That's just literally allowing somebody else's idea or whatever they have to temporarily enter your mind, your thought process. And that's not necessarily manipulation. That's literally going unbiased into the situation. So that's the same thing with the word. You're not supposed to go into it with your own preconceived notion of the world and everything else. You're supposed to literally let yourself digest it plainly for what it is. So that's all I had to say.
Well said.
But at some point, even after going in non-biased, you still rely on, you still go back to your own understanding of things, and you judge whether or not. So again, it just doesn't make sense. I feel like you explained it a little better than Jordan. I feel like that. I guess I can understand that a little more. That still sounds that shit still just doesn't make any sense for me.
What part doesn't exactly make sense? I'm kind of like why you should do it or why you shouldn't do it, rather.
Why I shouldn't lean on my own understanding.
You should not. It's not saying you don't have. I mean, you ain't got no choice but to lean on your understanding. But it's saying
That's what I'm saying.
it's saying not to like.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's saying
You said not to do it.
yeah, not to let it like completely consume you. Like you just. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as what we was just watching with the rail video.
That's
Where
just like not. That's okay. That's
it's not letting your ego like yo.
getting wrapped up into your own thoughts.
Yeah, not letting your ego corrupt your mind to a point where you believe
that makes
you can't be wrong. Essentially. It's basically just saying humble yourself a little bit. It's the same thing you were saying with in the comment section about the real video, like how self-centered they are. You can't tell them nothing. They got all that information they got, bro. I'm telling you, they got it off psychedelics. And they super deep into their own understanding. Their whole goal is to tap into themselves.
I
You
don't
know.
necessarily see a problem with it. If you want to tap into this,
I mean, it's like
I just
You're-
see the problem.
You don't know shit.
exactly. It's like it
Was
goes
them
back into
start-
being.
Was them coming to the conclusion that they was better than any other person that's around them.
It's
or
the
that they were
philosophy.
on any other higher level than a person around them. That's
It's-
the only thing I've said as far as that. But I don't see it.
It's the philosophy, Jordan, just so you caught up. I was reacting to a video. It's basically another dude with the philosophy, I am God. The same old I'm God, I gotta tap into my higher self, I'm the universe and all of that.
Oh man, we done dealt with one of them personally before.
So yeah, but it's like the thing, like I was saying with that philosophy, which we said before I was talking about it, I brought it up when we was like, bro, what kind of God doesn't even understand themselves? Like, how's your ultimate goal to tap into yourself, but you're the God of yourself, but you don't understand yourself, and it's all just like, it's all philosophy they got from their own understanding, and they in the rabbit hole of being so deep into their own understanding or what they think it is, they can't. It's too much to humble yourself and submit yourself to a higher power and acknowledge, oh, it's something greater than me that's worth worship and praise rather than myself. That's almost as human as it gets, essentially. And I already talked about a little while ago how humans, we are just designed to be flawed. Like, we're meant to be, I don't even want to say fucked up, but we're meant to be imperfect. So it's kind of like Why would you imagine having that much faith? Even if it's yourself, you got all of this faith in a being that you know is bound to fuck up. Essentially. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So, nigga, what the fuck's on that side?
Nigga, what you want me to say? You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
What? Oh, you're talking to Rob. Okay. So now I want to, I actually want to do like what we was talking about, because that shit I'm just never understand. I kind of get some
Why
of
not
the
to
choices.
tap into yourself?
I never understand.
That's what we don't.
And I'm about that.
What you want to get into?
Yeah. So you had mentioned when I was in the comments thing. So I don't know if you got lost in my comments, but I said, so a person, you had mentioned you can wanna be changed from being gay. You can pray all you want. It doesn't matter if you still engaging in that lifestyle. And what I said was, well, let's just say the ideal person, they gay, but they not engaged in that lifestyle. They working towards not being that way, and they still die gay. How's that their fault?
I mean, that scenario, that's like, do you?
Wait, you said
the ideal.
So
They couldn't be the ideal person. They couldn't be the ideal person.
Ideal person working to change.
Hormones imbalances with the food. You got
Be the ideal person making a progressive movement to change.
So you saying when they die, they haven't been.
They still die gay.
That's okay. I'm gonna tell you what you kind of saying is kind of like.
Because the whole thing with being gay is, I mean, that's just something that that's something that you like or whatever. So if you're not participating in even remotely doing anything with the same sex,
then how are you
staying away from you staying away from all of that? You staying away from anything that could even remotely
brother?
Want you to,
brother?
Hold on.
I get what you're saying, but I guarantee if the ideal person that you're saying did all of these things you're saying, they not entertaining no spirit that might influence them to be on that time, and they praying, they doing their work, and they repenting for all of that.
Hold on, what I wanted to make clear.
Yeah.
What you was glancing over.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a person that's not entertaining that. If you're gay, you're not entertaining it, all of that shit. That don't necessarily, you still not gay.
Who's to say they're not, who's to say they're not gay? I mean, they can't be gay no more. I mean, it's a lot of testimonies of people who lived that lifestyle and broke away from it.
I'm straight. Because I'm not entertaining.
Okay, let me ask this. Okay.
So you right in a sense that it's no real way to tell that they wouldn't be gay. They were already gay, and they not engaging in any of that stuff. That don't necessarily mean that they saved now. That don't necessarily mean just because I didn't go to any bars. I didn't kiss any dudes. I didn't do anything remotely. That don't mean I'm not gay. Just means I wasn't doing any of that stuff that would make the average person go, oh yeah, that nigga gay.
Let me interject. Okay. So let's say you got a guy, right? And let's say at about 16, this dude start fucking with niggas. And let's say he go through some revelation within his life by the time he's 18, and he gets out of that lifestyle. And let's say he goes 7 years. This man has never dealt. He's fully cleansed. Like he's never dealt with a nigga before. after that point. Yeah, the world may be like, you still gay, you still was doing all of that, because that's what people do. People gonna judge you for your past.
No, I didn't say the world though.
That's a factor.
Oh, okay. So
What I said was the example I used was a person that is gay that's not doing any like that's kind of like in the same example where he's not doing any of it.
Well, my thing is, if he's not doing that,
You cannot be engaging in any of that stuff and still be gay.
How?
you mean I think I get what you're saying. So you saying like if he stops engaging,
Yeah, because at some point before you even engage in any of that shit, you know what you are.
No, you don't.
See, God, okay, even if, okay, look, even if we was,
You don't.
even if we were to like sit up,
You kiss a nigga if you like a nigga.
look, even if we were to entertain the
Or you
idea,
kiss somebody, you know if you like them.
even,
So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to necessarily engage in that shit to know what you are and know what you like.
look, even if we entertain the idea, okay, this person does everything to stop being gay. If we entertain, because I'm sure, I know you believe, you're born gay and so therefore you die gay. But
that's not necessarily what I believe. I don't believe this idea that everybody chooses to. I don't.
okay,
That was one thing you kind of pushed. Either it's chosen, happens that leads them to be that way. That I definitely don't believe.
You don't
think it's factors that lead people into that lifestyle?
What?
I didn't say it wasn't possible. That's the difference.
I'm saying all your behaviors come from something that happens. You're a blank slate when you're born, right?
Right. Go ahead.
Okay. I thought I wanted to answer, but okay. Real quick before I lose that track of thought, I'm gonna go back into that in a minute. But if we even entertain the idea, you do everything to, you're born. Let's just say, okay, you're born this way, or you become this way somewhere along the line, and you stop doing everything that entertains that sin, and you don't commit that sin all the way till you die. You're good, bro, because you didn't indulge in the sin, even if your flesh,
That's what I was. That's
yeah,
what I was asking.
yeah. I know. I kind of start getting it at the end.
You still end up dying a gay man.
You
just
died.
not indulging
You
in it.
died gay, but you didn't indulge in that sin. You fought
That's
your
what I'm
flesh,
saying.
and therefore, you were
That's what I was
embraced.
saying.
Yeah. But
Anomalies.
yeah, really. But to what was I just finished going to? I forget.
He's going into the fact that when you're born pure,
gay.
Yes, you're a blank slate. You're a blank slate. So everything that comes after that is something that you're trained, or just like you're being fed the world, and the world is gonna do different things to different people, depending on a lot of your situations. And it just so happens, we're just gonna say it just so happens that a lot in a lot of these homosexual cases, that when they don't actually come out and say this, because that would then blow up the whole thing,
But
and they would have to acknowledge.
It's like this though. Just like you trying to push that they don't come out and say that. You don't know if what you saying is true because it's an assumption.
I can only go off of what I've seen.
Off of an assumption.
This is not something I'm assuming. This is something I've seen, and when these people go to therapy and all of that stuff, bro.
But you assuming that based off of what you.
Based off what?
That's what I'm saying. So,
You kind of broke up.
You've seen.
Okay, this is not just
that off
me.
of-
This is not just me seeing it.
You're
This
basing
is
that off of what you've seen.
okay. What are we going off? What are we going off of then?
Uncertainty. If you.
Because if I'm saying to you,
Right.
I don't believe that something happens, and then you saying
What do you
a lot
believe?
of these
That's what you
people
gotta
something happens to them while they live.
Okay, so if you don't believe,
Hold on, pause. Hold on.
Let him finish, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If I'm saying to you that to them and while they little and then all of a sudden they gay, and you trying to tell me, oh well, I know this to be true, and you started with, they may not come out and tell you this. Well, you don't know what I'm saying because you don't know if because they're not coming out and telling you this. You don't. It's the same situation. That's what I'm getting at. It's the same thing.
This kind of sound like if you was to say, if you was to say, I don't believe the sky is blue, and then I tell you the sky is blue, and you ask me how I know, because I've seen the sky be blue numerous times, and you say, well, I haven't seen that.
I feel
So
like it would be more so if came to because the conclusion is that they're gay. So the conclusion would be the sky is blue. The question would just be how did the sky get blue?
Which is, how did they
That
get
would
gay?
be the question.
Which is,
and if there's tangible evidence of people of these
But
people,
it's also tangible evidence of people having a normal life, nothing ever happening to them.
how do you know
How
that?
do you know
How
that?
do you know that?
That's what
That's
I'm
what
saying,
you're-
and that's what
how
I'm saying.
do
I
you-
feel that off of my personal, what I've seen. from
So
others.
That's where
you're
we're going.
hold on, but
What I've seen.
you're not
And
with
I'm
no.
saying he's building what he's saying off of what he's saying.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm
You've
saying.
but
There's no real
you
way to
only
say it.
you've
So
only
you can't
lived.
just-
So
You
what are we
can't
talking about?
just say based off of what you've seen that this is making a mass generalization. That's what I'm saying.
It seemed like your standpoint is coming from a perspective that you can't even, like, you're saying you've never been with, what human being have you been with 24 as long as you've lived that you've been with all the time?
I'm saying that there's no real way to tell.
So who do we believe? The person with no evidence or the person with evidence?
I'm gonna be honest.
That's crazy.
How many people are gonna come out and say that they were molested as a child?
Men at that.
Exactly.
By other grown men.
So you have people that's coming out and saying that, but of course there's going to be more people who are not going to come out and say that. You know how many down low gay men it is that's not gonna come out and tell people that they're down low? That don't make so.
But and hold on, to piggyback off of that, and you know, and what the point I never even got to really make. And do you know how many of these cases of these men, when they leave that lifestyle, that they finally come out? Why every time these men leave this lifestyle, they finally come out and say, yeah, somebody touched me. Yeah, something happened to me when I was little. All these therapists, psychologists that get these gay people in their offices, why they coming out and saying, yeah, a lot of these gay people have been touched. Things have happened to them when they were little. Even the ones that sit up there, really, I don't even gotta. That's the point right there.
My question to that is, my point I'm about to make off of that is, that's just like when people, back when matter stuff was going on, they saying, people of this demographic commit these crimes, and it's like, are you? Actually, no, I'll give you a better example. I was watching a live stream not too long ago. I want to say maybe a month ago. And dude had mentioned, he said, statistically, black people have a lower IQ than any other race. I said, okay. And I just let him go off. And then somebody interjected and said, well, if you know that also statistically they are put in lower finance situations, which may affect the way that they learn, which typically is the case, are you then just cherry picking things to fit your argument? So from that one point that was made, that's what I feel like you're doing right now. So you took ones, because those people going, just like not everybody is gonna come out and say they were touched. Those few people that you grabbing from that group don't make up that whole group of gay people, but from that small group of people that you pulling from, it's an even smaller group that's even speaking about that. Then it's an even smaller group that's going to therapy. So that's cherry picking evidence. because you already picking from a small group of people that
Okay.
apply to.
What evidence should we be using? Then?
No evidence.
I have to ask a question. Wait, let me make this real quick. Let me ask this real quick. So, Ronnie, were you saying this was like the only factor?
That's not the
No.
only factor. That's not the only
Yeah,
factor. That's
no.
what I was about to say, Jordan.
Okay.
Food is
Go
a
ahead.
factor. Hormones that's implemented inside the foods that we eat on the daily are a factor. Fatherless households are the factor.
I didn't say.
It's all percentages, though.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I agree. I didn't say that it happened that way. I said that was a mass generalization.
So, do you
And
think?
that doesn't
Okay.
apply for everybody.
So with the numbers, now we know the numbers and the factors and all of that. Is it more likely for a person to be that has
It's
these?
still a mass generalization.
It's that's all we have.
Is
That's
it
all
more-
we have is the
is it more likely
generalizations.
that-
Is it more likely that a person will be
Choosing
to be gay, or they're going to?
or there's outside
I didn't
factors
say-
affecting
hold on,
that.
hold on. Are y'all saying they choosing to be gay? 'Cause
We asking. I'm
It
asking
sound
you.
like you were saying that.
No. I'm saying, are y'all saying they choosing to be gay? Is that y'all saying?
It's lying. It's not.
It's not
It's
necessarily
50-50.
a choice.
It's
not
really
necessarily
50-50.
you choosing to do it.
I'm gonna jump out the window. And say, I do not believe people are born gay. I just don't believe it.
They're not born gay.
They're not.
They're not
They're
born
definitely
gay.
not.
I think you being gay is based off of the circumstances you were put through growing up. Probably unfortunate
And that right there.
And it
is what
altered your brain.
I don't feel like something has to happen for you to be gay.
That's what I'm saying.
So you-
What's more likely?
So that would mean you believe that
They were
it's
born
innate.
that way.
You can say what's more likely because again, these are small percentages.
When you come out the womb, when you come out the
You're trying to take a mass generalization and use that for everybody.
As a 5-year-old boy, do you think another 5-year-old do you think a
Exactly.
5-year-old boy is looking at another boy and like he
without any form of indoctrination, without any form of anything.
Because you know what?
I've never in my whole childhood I've never
Again.
I've seen other
Are you going back to these
I don't know
generalizations?
anybody who's ever seen
See, but the thing is, we gotta ask.
You just said. I've never seen.
I've never seen that. I don't know.
See, look, but no. Look.
The only
Stop.
hold on.
You're building that off of what you've seen.
See, we
So
not.
telling Rodney, and what I was telling his girl was, yeah, you can. That's easy to say when you've seen. Okay, yeah, every gay person I've known.
I
they
got-
went through X,
I
Y,
gotta
Z.
interject because it's
I
like
said that's not the same for you.
you're kind of doing a lot of denying, but you're not telling us what we should be going off
What you
of.
mean?
You're just kind of denying the evidence
Tell me what you should
of
be
our
going
point,
off of.
but you kind of seem
I'm not telling
uncertain
you- hold on,
to.
Pause. I'm not trying to tell you what you should be going off of. What I said was I don't think something has to happen for somebody to be gay, and I said that there's something happening to somebody and them becoming gay that's a mass generalization. That's not true
You,
to everybody.
but you
But
said
you were
you
building
said
that
you
off
don't
of-
think, and
What-
when you say you
hold
don't
on,
think
pause.
and all of that.
Pause, because you cut me off. That's why you don't understand what I'm saying. That you're building that off of what you've seen, and I said I'm building what I'm saying off of what I've seen.
What you haven't
So
seen.
is it true for those two statements to be true?
What have you seen?
Wait,
Hold on.
yeah, I was just about to ask that. What have you seen?
Nothing. You haven't seen that. You're going against your.
People
You're
be
going.
gay.
You're not.
Hold on, let
That's
him
just
let
what
him
they
go.
like. They just found out that that's what they like.
That's another thing.
They just found-
A
they just
child
found
does
out.
not know what they like. That is
You
a
get
child.
around people.
What did they go through to
That's
find out?
That's just like you don't know you like a girl until you see a girl.
So they seen a boy and they said, you know what, I like boys.
What is the word like for you? That's what I'm saying. What is like?
It really,
Because
but
like
then
could
another
be
thing,
a phase
but another
or
thing though,
like-
if he's not, but if you're not,
Just like you saying that could be a thing.
Exactly, which a phase could be interpreted as a
It's the
spirit.
same thing.
A phase
That's
could
what I'm
be
saying. Y'all
interpreted as a
building.
spirit.
We both building what we saying off of what we've seen.
I think I see.
But
look,
if it's not your personal
it's not-
experience, so we cannot go off what you
Look,
say and
look.
you're seeing.
Look. Here's the
And
thing.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to force you to believe what I'm saying. I'm saying both things can be true. Are they both true? I feel like they are both true statements. They are both true statements. However, what you were doing was you was trying to force that the way you saw everything across the board for everybody. I'm not trying to do that. Both can be true in the same state.
So, do you know a person that was not affected by any of the factors that we listed
He
that
said yes.
wound up
Yeah,
gay?
my cousin.
And does he act?
I got plenty of
Does he?
family members that's gay, and just because
They haven't went through any of these factors. They haven't ate any of the food
That's
with
point-
the
that's
hormones.
his
They
point.
haven't been diddled. They haven't.
You wouldn't know any of that. That's the thing. Because it's like
you saying I wouldn't know any of that.
Do you know any of that?
If vice versa, you wouldn't know any. Like it. That's what I'm saying. Both can be true.
I mean, but if we're going based off evidence,
y'all trying to take that one thing and make a sweeping generalization.
Because
it's not one
as
thing.
humans-
that's plenty of
as
that's plenty
humans,
factors.
you have to
That-
go
see,
based
see,
off
the one
evidence.
thing is a factor. The one
Here-
thing that I'm talking about, is a changing factor that changes the way that changes a person from being straight to gay.
The thing is,
So
and the
that
thing is,
one
with difference
thing-
between our arguments, we can apply what we're saying.
That one thing could be any factor. What I'm saying is, y'all trying to make it seem like, all of these, every gay person, it happens because of the factor. That's what I disagree with.
Do you know
All
what?
of those
Okay.
When I
add up the
I'm
percentages.
saying factors in general.
Exactly.
All of those factors add up the percentages to be
100%,
within a
which means
a
you're gonna be gay.
That's
majority.
a stupid generalization. That's not true.
It's-
And
okay,
that's again,
and if
that's
it's
not
not-
true
if
because
it-
that's
if
built
it's-
off of what you've seen.
You don't know.
And just like you saying what I'm saying is not true because it's based off of what I'm saying. I'm saying both can be true.
However,
I mean, it applies for the whole group. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying, okay, in court, we go based off evidence. If you don't have any personal experiences that can omit to evidence in this trial, then it's gonna be a miss. You don't. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
Evidence is built off of what you've seen. You just said it. You just
Evidence,
said it not
but
too long ago.
okay, so we have evidence.
And
correct?
I agree that what I've said is built off of what I'm saying. I'm saying both are true. I'm trying to make it
So
seem
what's
like
the
I'm
discrepancy?
disagreeing
What's the discrepancy?
with what y'all saying, but I also agree with what I'm saying. I just disagree that I disagree that makes up for everybody.
So we have actual percentages, right? And you have literally off a whim. It's a pot. That's literally 0.01%.
Literally said I'm building this. You literally said it was built off of what you believe. If you play the stream back, you will hear yourself saying that. I said I'm building what I'm saying off of what I've seen.
Which is
Both are true.
conclusively
You're building it off of what you've seen.
which
though.
is conclusively no
You know
evidence.
to be true is what you know you've seen. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is
Okay.
you don't have
Okay,
any
yeah,
evidence
from what
on
you've
the
seen-
matter. So if you don't have
The
evidence,
disconnect.
I'm saying
Hold on.
both-
The disconnect.
both are
The
true.
disconnect is. I'm going back to this
Sweeping
again.
Generalization off of what you've seen. Incorrect.
evidence.
It's all external. Look, it's all external. Because if none of us are gay, then it's all external. We're all going off, like I said, what we've seen, the evidence that we've gathered from various things. It just so happens that our evidence is kind of like, our evidence is based off of, we know that it's a bunch of BS in the food that mess with hormones and all of that stuff. We know these are things that can be proven. We know that there's plenty of psychologists and therapists and all of this
I
that
have
saying
personal experience.
that these people are
So
coming to them
And
saying
like I said, it's a
that
small,
they-
it's already
let me
a small
finish.
percentage of people.
Let me finish.
It's already
They
a small
saying-
percentage
we
of
know
people
that.
go to
We know
therapy,
that.
correct?
we know we taking all these factors. We know there's a large percentage of fatherless children. I mean fatherless children out here that's being raised wrong.
70%.
So and then we know that and this is like just off of this is my personal experience. And I know Jordan and other people could testify. We know that the spirit of homosexuality is one that tends to try to latch on, that tries to spread itself. So typically a lot of homosexuals like to go after straight people. That's just my personal experience. I'm not even gonna really factor that in, but that's what I've seen. So we know that this is like we can go off of all of these things from what we're seeing. You're kind of ignoring all of this stuff and saying, okay, I believe you can. No, I'm not pausing. I paused too many times. I gotta finish my point. You're no. I gotta finish my point because I didn't stop my point too many times. I know what you said. You said
I ignore any of that to be true. I said what you're doing is you're making a sweeping generalization. I said
so
both
you want us
true.
to not count the 1%?
Right, you just want us to not count 1%. You want the 1% or the 2 point or the 1% that you don't even really know is a 1%.
Exactly.
We want us to just be like, okay, not everybody had all of this. It's the 1% that we don't really even know is the 1% because we're not that 1% to even know. They might be capping about 9 times out of 10, my belief, 100% out of 10. They're capping about not fitting this bubble of all of these factors if they say they're not in this equation. Because I believe you cannot be born gay. That's I believe you cannot do that. So regardless of all of that, if you can't be born gay, if I believe you cannot be born gay, then you have to fit somewhere in this bubble of all these factors that made you this way. So if nobody's about to come to me and tell me some proof of something concrete of why you don't fit in this bubble, then I'm gonna keep going off of what I believe all of these factors that's contributing to this thing that's in our society. So it's like I'm not about to sit up here and be like, okay, the 1%. It might be somebody out there it's hypothetical. It might be somebody out there that's not inside of this bubble of evidence of that can all very much well contribute to this thing that's in the society, but it just don't make sense to do that.
To generalize based off of 1% that may or may not be true when you have evidence over here that's massive that you can't ignore that. You shouldn't ignore the evidence. And then another thing, what I like to say is, okay, to be gay, you have to have sexual desire. A baby is born with none of that. So a baby literally cannot be born and be gay. That's just impossible. When the baby is here on this earth, that is then implemented with all these different spirits, all these factors that we now know are there, what's more likely to happen? Like, what's more likely to happen if the baby is diddled? What's more likely to happen if the baby is eating the bullshit processed food? What's more likely to happen if these type of people are indoctrinating them, or they seeing boys wearing makeup or men wearing dresses and stuff like that? Who's to say that, I always been doing this, or I always been doing that?
It's easy to say I always been like that.
You can say that because your memory goes, you can remember as far back as to 3 years old. So anything prior to that, you were pure, which means at 3 years old, that's when the world start indoctrinating you. That's when you have these different factors capitalizing off of that innocent child. And that's exactly the whole ploy of the gay agenda. The agenda is for the pedos to basically have access to your innocent child to then corrupt them, and then they're going to be gay. So yeah, you can say, I've been liking the color purple since I was 3. I like that color since I can remember. That doesn't mean I was born and I like that color. That's not how that works. That don't make sense. Like, you have to go based off the evidence. And if you're not coming with evidence, you're coming off of 1%, that's not enough. That's how you're going to get ate up in this world. If you don't have enough evidence to back up everything you're saying and believing, then you have no beliefs. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. So that's all I got to say about it.
That last quote is very important, and I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, I'm gonna just let you drop mic on that. If you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. That's really all it is to it. You gotta come with something, or of course you're gonna believe, I was born like this. I was always like this. It's like you can easily be tricked and swindled into believing anything if you ain't got a foundation. If you don't have a foundation.
Yo, mama let you wear dresses and your daddy not there. You don't take a rocket scientist to know you about to be gay. Period.
Right. Exactly. Man, that was good. Is niggas even still here? Niggas ain't wait. Niggas ain't even here. What then happened to niggas? Damn. It's all recorded.
Nigga, I'm here.
Okay.
I just was on mute talking to Dante.
Yeah, bro. Alright, yeah. That might be I might have to drop mic on that note that you done left us off on. You did your big one. So
Nice.
alright, dog. Appreciate you coming in here. I'm about to end this damn stream. I wonder if this even green to put up on YouTube.
Probably not. Absolutely not.
Start a Patreon.
Yeah, I might have to do that. I ain't even got niggas for real, but yeah, we'll see what they say.
No,
Well,
we want
Hey.
fucking strike.
Right, I'll take the strike. Get this out here.
Yeah, fuck it, bruh. Let the truth cry loud.
Yeah, cry loud and spare not. All right, y'all. That's the video for today. Guys, shout out to that guy Jada Realist in the chat, and
Yes, sir.
my girl over here,
This kid got a Rose toy stuck to his eye.
DJ Lugs. You,
Thanks.
oh man.